Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning.
Morning.
How is everybody out there? Oh, man. It feels great to be back on a Saturday morning, another sacred Saturday morning.
Oh yeah.
Got some comics, gonna have some great talk. We've already got a bunch of great people in the peanut gallery. That's awesome. That's really cool. All right. So how you feeling, Shannon?
I'm good. I got my coffee and I'm semi awake, I think. always ready to talk comic books, my
There
friend.
you go. Same here. Same here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great to be back. We'll take a quick peek here and see who is in our peanut gallery today. We got Ranger Sly. Welcome, Ranger.
Uncle Ranger.
Mastodon Comics and Music.
Mastodon.
Hey.
Music guy. Cool.
And the Jackson Roy Kirk is in there. Awesome.
Excellent.
Great to have you. After Comics. Alan, good to see you.
Hey, morning, Alan.
Great. Is Dr. Gratu Orloff. Welcome aboard. Mr. Rob Brown, great to have you, sir.
Hey, Rob.
And what's that? Topeka Mike. Welcome aboard.
Welcome.
What else we got here? Michael Taylor. Awesome, awesome. Thank you, Michael, for stopping by. And Movie World Comics.
Movie World.
Yeah. Great.
people.
Yeah, great crowd. All right. So, well, today we figured we'd talk about super teams that don't get a whole lot of love. Everybody knows the Big Two has their groups of super teams, and
They got a
they're
few.
well known.
Yeah.
What's that?
There's a few here.
Yeah, just a couple. So we thought we'd reach back into our long boxes and come up with some that maybe aren't that well known and or get that much love. So I think we're gonna surprise a few people with some of the stuff we pull out, and I look forward to it because I know you got some goodies coming. I'm anxious to see those.
Maybe a
So,
few.
all right. So you want to go first, or you want me to go first?
You go ahead and take it. I think I had it the last time we were on. I think I started.
All righty. Well, Shannon and I obviously we talked during the week about the show and what we want to show and stuff like that. So we both really came up with a lot of the same names. So it's like, okay, that'll be cool because we love those same characters and whatnot. I says, but I'm also gonna reach way back into the early 80s, where my first experience with independence. So, and pulled out a couple of team books. Now you got to remember, I couldn't tell you all the specifics about the characters or anything like that because some of these have not seen the light of day since like 83, 84, 85. So, but I pulled them out anyway, just to give you a taste of what was going on back then. In I think it was 83 or 84, they had the first comic book convention around my area. It was held in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, in a like a Howard Johnson's type thing. And so I went. I was psyched to go, and they had a lot of artists there, a lot of local low-level artists type of things starting out. Of course, the ones people would recognize are Kevin Smith and Peter Laird, the Turtle folk. They were putting out the first couple issues of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles there, and I grabbed a couple of them, and I don't have them anymore, but they did go to help fund and boost my current collection. So, but back then they also had another group in it. Steve Warren had a group called Spectrum. He worked for Spectrum Comics, and they put out a series called The Survivors.
That's pretty cool.
So, and they were nice enough to, they autographed it, or he autographed it rather. I actually have, I believe, a piece or two of original artwork from them somewhere up in my portfolio behind me here.
Oh, cool.
So,
Who were the creators again?
It was Steve Warren is the major guy, and I was trying to see. Let's see. Bob Lewis was the art director. Fred Schiller was the writer. Tom Morgan was the artist.
Yeah, I've heard of him.
So, yeah. So I mean, and it wasn't bad. I mean, I don't think that was pretty good.
Yeah, that's decent artwork. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and they were putting out a bunch of different stuff. So they got some house ads.
There you go.
In there, but these were like space, like a Star Trek type of thing, But I mean, yeah, it's really good. I thought really good artwork for the day.
Yeah, it's kind of reminiscent of that stuff Byrne did at Raj 3000. Remember that?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the way those
absolutely. And here's another issue.
That's cool.
Yeah,
I'll have to check those out.
Yeah. So then along that lines, they had these other ones from Alpha Productions, and this is called The Exiles.
Yeah, I do remember that one. Yeah.
Yeah. It was about some rebels, some space rebels who came to Earth, and they were followed by their, what was it called? I had it right here in the front. Something like the United Galactic Police Force or something. Yeah, the Intergalactic Police. That's it. The Intergalactic Police representing the Union of Civilized Planets.
Wow.
And that's these guys. Yeah, that's these guys coming to get the good guys.
Okay. So, I like that. Yeah, that's some good designs there.
Yeah, and I got some, I know I have some artwork from them too. But I mean, this was just a very simple black and white, just a simple black and white,
That's nice stuff.
So, it was those. And then I found some other ones like the Champions.
Oh, yeah.
I
forgot about those. We start talking about this. I got a little stack of those in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Hero Comics. Yeah.
Now, if, something about this sticks in my mind was this also some kind of a game? Was it like a dice game or something?
I'm not sure. You could be right. I'm not sure about that.
For some reason, I think that reminds me. Well, what I liked about this particular thing is, remember how the Fantastic Four in their early annuals, they would put up like a rogues gallery.
Oh yeah.
And that's what they did in here. They put up a rogues gallery of the different villains that they would be facing. Demon Master. It's this one, Dr. Destroyer. So yeah, it was pretty good series, Did I had another one here. I don't know what I did with it. But okay, well, we'll just move on. And then iBots.
Oh yeah, George Perez.
Yeah.
They had some new comics. I forgot about those.
Yeah. They had some great artwork, obviously, and some of the stories were really, really good. So I love the artwork on it, and stuff like this would come out. This is Niels Osmar's Wonder Comics, and it's Heroes of Rock and Fire.
Okay, well, that's cool.
Now, I wish I could say I remember buying this, but I don't. So, and then maybe this is what I'm getting that other one confused with too. Villains and Vigilantes.
Oh wow, another one I hadn't heard of. Well, that's pretty cool too.
And again, a lot of these are kind of generic, and they just have, created heroes and whatnot. Um, so there's not much difference between them other than their actual power sets or whatnot. But they're pretty neat. Back in the day, it was pretty exciting to see new, different characters and stuff like that trying to make their way. Um, and the last one I had in this stack was Project Hero. And this was done by Vanguard Graphics. And this is issue number 1. And there we go.
Yeah,
You
hadn't heard of that one either.
know, these are like, I think this is another black and white one. And it was just, there was a lot of people putting out a lot of stuff back in that time, those early 70s, early 70s, early 80s rather,
Right.
So, but there we go. Kick us off with some really unknown stuff.
That's pretty cool.
Reaching deep in that long box, brother.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't like I said, early '80s. I discovered a lot of the independent stuff or stuff that was like non-Marvel and DC, and I was like, oh, wow, this is pretty cool. People have never heard of, and some of the artists, that and writers within these books. I mean, you heard of them later on. They became pretty well known. Uh, I got some stuff, and I just showed some of this to you earlier. One of my favorite books from back then, and teams. I think I had read about this book like in the buyer's guide when I was getting that every week. I was like, okay, that's a super team. We'll check it out. Hey, Eric. Uh, but we'll got some elementals action going on here. Bill Willingham.
I'm gonna put you on spotlight. Well, I thought I was gonna put you on spotlight. Let's try that. Yeah, there we go.
There we go. Yeah, just great book. And these were a little bit more adult oriented, and I think this was like the first time I'd ever seen language like that in a book. But yeah, Kevin Eastman.
Yeah, that's who I meant. I misspoke. Thank you.
But this is I think Willingham probably did the art on the first 8 or 10 issues, and I think other guys came in like Mike Leake and some other people. But this is just a great series. You got like these 4 young people that got killed, and when they came back, they had superpowers and kind of had their own little team. So it was actually pretty good. Here's some more. I think I found these like in a $1.50 box or whatever years ago.
Hey, Gray Man.
Yeah, you got some cool art. Hey, Gray Man. And here's another one. And here's some more. Just really solid story writing or storytelling, scripts, and art. Yeah, Raj 3000. That was good stuff.
Mm.
One pepperoni, one cheese. Is he talking about your
my hat? Yeah,
there?
Pizza. That's food of the gods right there.
Yeah.
Pizza. So I'm trying to catch up on the chat. I was very lax on the chat here. I'm trying to figure out a new way to do it to keep everybody involved, and it's so weird. I'm still trying to get used to it. RPG game. Yes, that's what I was talking about. Yeah. Well, there's Micah. Hey, Micah. Cool. Let's see here. Okay. There wasn't more than 4 issues in miniseries for the. All right. It was some good art and villains, and yeah, a lot of them had some good art. You'd be surprised. You
Oh
look
yeah.
at some of them, you know. Comico put out some rather interesting stuff back then. Yes. Willingham. Yeah, definitely. Ah, Captain UK. Good to see you this
Yeah.
morning. All right. So we're back over. Okay. Well, the next group I had was just another small group, but it was uh, let's see, starting with Pacific Comics. Remember them?
Oh yeah. A lot
Yeah.
of good stuff.
Little. It's Ms. Mystic, but if you look right here, it looks to be a oddly familiar looking silhouetted group. You know,
Oh yeah.
you know, somebody with a stretchy arm, somebody's a blaze.
Yeah.
Huh? I wonder who could it be.
I don't know.
It wound up being Earth 4 is the name of their group, I believe. And they were like a Fantastic Four, with fire, water. What was the other one? Air? No, Earth.
Yeah.
Earth and
Just like the elementals. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So let's see here. I'll try to show some of the artwork here. I believe that's the water guy, right? Yeah, that's the water guy. He's going to change. And of course this is like Neil Adams type stuff. So
Yeah. They seriously had a house style. You know, they were all kind of aping Adams there.
yeah.
But you know,
So,
if you're gonna ape somebody, you know, he's one of the good guys to go. You know.
exactly. I've got a bunch of these books from the continent. What is it?
Continuity. Yeah.
I can't say it. Continuity Comics, which is Neil's group, but I just couldn't get to them because they were loaded behind me. But I always liked that group there, Earth 4, and this one here was part of Dark Horse Comics, Comics Greatest Worlds. They had a group of different books, and this is Catalyst, Agents of Change.
Oh yeah, I remember those. Yeah.
Yeah, not a real thick book, but it wasn't badly illustrated at all. I thought,
Yeah.
you know,
Good art.
and the characters I thought looked interesting. When I remember looking at them saying, "Okay, they look interesting. I'll pick this up. I'll give it a shot." You know,
There's some good designs too.
yeah, it was pretty good. Pretty good. I was trying to see if they had some other. Let's see here. There's some more in the back here. So, but yeah, that was another little interesting one. And then here's something I don't usually get into a whole lot is the comedic stuff, but I had to get these because they were parodies of modern day ones. And this is a Megaton Man series. I was looking for who puts this out. Kitchen Sink put this one out. Kitchen Sink Comics, and it's Megaton Man meets the uncategorizable X thems.
There you
And
go.
of course, yeah, of course, they're the X-Men rip-offs or parodies or whatnot, you know. So,
Funny.
but I'm gonna open that one up, take a peek. Like I said, some of these they were in a box. I haven't seen the light of day since I put them in there, probably 3 decades ago. You know, is Megaton Man on patrol?
Hmm.
back cover.
Don Simpson. Yep.
Just fun stuff. Fun stuff. Let's see here. There we go.
Yeah.
Fun stuff. I like the fact that the guy, the one who's supposed to be the Thing, is Yarn Man. He's made out of yarn.
Makes sense. Yeah.
I mean, wouldn't Catwoman be his worst enemy?
Yeah.
Right? You know, Megaton Man. I got to work on my lighting. I got to get that light down. I'll have that ready by next week. Here's another Megaton Man. In this one, they're meeting the Dynamic Metropolis Quartet. I wonder who they would be fashioned after. You know, let me see if I can find the cover. Back of the cover gives you like some background on them. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay. That's them on the back there.
That's pretty cool.
I know. The yarn Man. Where is it? Yarn Man. That kills me. That's awesome. Yeah. And they all have the Q on their chest where the Fantastic Four logo would be. You know. So but all right. And the last one I had was I looked through this, and it's part of the continuity comics. It's the Revengers, but in this issue, it's just mainly what's his name? Megalith. Yeah. But there's a bunch of different people that it makes up in there. But this story, for some reason, I got the one issue where it's just about him this time. So he gives a little bit of his background and whatnot. But so, all right. Okay. I think I'm all set there. So let's get back to the chat and see what's going on in the Peanut Gallery. All right. Comico First Eclipse.
Oh, yeah.
Golden Age of Indies. Yeah, that's a good way to describe it. I like that. The Golden Age of Indies. That's absolutely correct.
Yeah, I really like Pacific stuff.
Yeah. Struggling to keep up with the chat. Yes, I do. So I'm trying to do it the best I can. I want to try to keep the conversation relevant.
Yeah, I wonder why I use that term.
Neil Adams also had another group, the Revengers. Yes, yep, that's yep, exactly. Yeah. Oh no, without the C. Whoops. Yeah, there, like I said, there's some old indies from like early 80s to mid 80s. Yeah. I've never seen them out anywhere except maybe in a quarter bin.
Right.
My God, people think, I just preach moderation. Okay. Did I miss it? Did I miss people? Last is Obscura, the greatness. All right, Shannon, what you got?
Okay. I think this group's probably a little bit more well known. This was Tony Isabella and Mike Gustovich. Got the Justice Machine. Some pretty nice artwork. Got a wraparound cover on that one. They're not bad at all.
Nice. Yeah.
Great
stuff with them.
Here's this was like a mini series, I do believe. Justin Sheen featuring the Elementals.
Yes. Yep.
More in your face superhero action. So this was I remember this was actually a really good story too.
That's great stuff.
And another one,
Yep.
So many covers like this, they're still pretty cool.
Yes.
With some nice story, nice artwork.
How many companies did Justice Machine bounce around to? They had like 2 or 3 series, I think, from different.
I'm not sure. I know some of those characters went between. I don't know about the Justice Machine, but some of them went from Pacific to First Comics, I think.
Because when I was trying to, and I'm still trying to collect all the series,
right?
You're looking. Well, wait a minute, that's a number 3, but this says number 3. Wait a minute, it says comical. Where what?
Yeah. Here's another I really like. Of course, you can't go wrong with George Perez with Ultra Force.
Oh yeah.
I think Gerard Jones did a lot of scripts in these. But you got some really cool characters. You got Prime and Hardcase and Pix and Ghoul, and some. Of course, the artwork's going to be awesome. Perez. So if you like super teams, you like George Perez. I mean, you can't go wrong with this one. Just
Yes, they do.
And here's some more. Number 5. Yeah, I think I probably read these once and stuck them back in the same bags because they got like the same price on them. I think these said $1, but I think I probably got them for 50 cents.
Yeah, definitely worth it.
Those are from Malibu Comics. Yeah, there's actually a little team up with Marvel, Ultra Force and Avengers.
Excellent.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool. Of course, every company and every team's got to have its Superman character. In this case, it was Prime. And what else here? Here was part of the crossover with Marvel. Got the Black Knight there, the Ultraverse. Okay, and this was it was like a 2-issue series. A bunch of those characters from Malibu.
Yeah,
it was called Breakthrough. And this was a big wham bam smash in your face type crossover.
Wasn't it like their version of a Crisis or something?
Yeah. Smaller version.
Yeah.
Okay, and more from the Ultraverse. You remember this one?
Strangers. The cover looks familiar.
Yeah. I'm not sure who did the art in this one. Rick Holberg. Yeah, I liked his art.
Yeah, a lot of good people. Barry Windsor Smith.
Oh yeah. Let's see. All right. Of course, we talked about liking this book really well. The Protectors. Took a lot of 40s characters and kind of revamped them. There's Man of War.
Yeah.
We had the Ferret, the Menace of Mr. Monday. I think a guy named Tom Derenick did a lot of the art in these. Yeah. So here's some more.
Yeah, those are really nice.
Oh, and I got one more I got to show. Hold on.
And good morning to you, Jared Osborne. Nice to see you in the Peanut Gallery.
Okay, is our buddy Rob still in the chat?
I think so.
I'm gonna shout him out real quick.
Okay.
Some of you may or may not know Rob is a comics professional. Started his career probably back in the late 80s, early 90s. Did some work for Marvel. I actually did a show featuring one of his books he did around 2008, Bane of the Werewolves, and you guys caught that. But Rob also did some work for Malibu. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Rob did the pencils on this. And you can see him right there. Those some really cool.
Excellent. Which issue? What issue is that?
Number 15.
Number 15. Okay. I have to check in my inventory to see if I got that one. That's awesome.
So if you guys weren't aware, we do have a celebrity in the chat. Some really cool artwork.
Excellent. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, so really there's a nice page. That's really good stuff. And a big shout out to Rob. Really good guy.
Yeah.
And great artist.
Very cool.
Okay. All right, that's all I got for right now.
Okay. Let's see. And I had a bunch of Justice machines pulled myself. But well, I'll at least do in honor of Mr. Breen being there. I'll at least bring you lunch. I always like these type of covers where they're coming head on at each other.
Yeah. Yeah, I think one of the first ones I remember like it was like a JLA JSA team up. It was like issue 55 and 56 maybe. You know, had the JLA and the JSA coming at each other, and of course you've seen all the stuff for the aborted JLA Avengers, and then later on they did it again, and you know, so there's dozens of those kind of homages. You know, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Let's see. What did I have? All right. Well, I'm gonna jump to one of the. I don't know technically if they're a super group, but they are a team, and it's coming from Charlton, and it's the Fighting Five.
There we go.
So I pulled a bunch of those. Oh, what was that? That's issue number 30 there.
Yeah. Now was that the title that Peacemaker first appeared in?
Yes. Yep. Yep. Now don't ask me which one it was because
I can't remember.
Yeah, I can never remember. Yeah. I think I know which one it is, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And here we go. This is number 29.
Yeah.
So, and number 31.
Nice.
Number 32. Number 33.
That's a nice cover.
It
almost looks Wally Wood-esque.
Yeah, this one you can tell it kind of stands out a little different than the other ones that were kind of more of a straightforward scene. This one here has a little little bit going on in it.
Got a little more oomph to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. What number was that?
This one here, I believe, is 33. Yep, 33.
Okay, kind of hard to tell. Those old Charltons, either the number wasn't on the front or you could barely see it.
It's on the front, but boy,
Yeah.
I need Mr. Magoo glasses to see
Right.
that. And then the last one I got on that is number 34. And I think this is the one that Peacemaker appeared in. So I wanted to open that up and see. Makes sense too, because I've got this one in a Mylar than a regular bag. So I wanted to just see if I'm just being crazy, or it looks like I'm being crazy because I don't see it in here. No. Nope, it doesn't appear look like he's in here. For some reason I thought this was the one. Joe Gill script, and so let's say Montez Bach art. I don't recognize those names. But in the back, instead of Peacemaker, you can learn to do judo.
Hey, there you go.
Teach the siblings to.
Who doesn't want to know judo, right?
That's it. That's. Wait a minute. Should that be in Judo Master's book? I mean. Anyway, all right. So I'll put that in there later on. Okay. Now, because I was kind of under the weather, I didn't get to pull a whole lot of books. So hopefully we can have some good conversation, and hopefully Shannon can bail me out and show some more books. What else you got, Shannon? Anything over there?
Yeah, I guess you could call this a team. I don't know if it's a super team, but I got something from Red Circle Comics, Super Cops.
Oh, wow. That's an old one.
Yeah. It's number 1, I think. Yeah. This might have been the only issue, too, if I remember right. We got some great Gray Morrow art in it. Fun little book. And I'm sure you got hey, Rob, you're welcome, buddy.
Yeah, you're more than welcome. Yes.
And I know you got some of these.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about them.
Yeah, I think these actually started out like with the red circle logo on it, and then it eventually went over. I don't guess they thought it would sell with that, even though it's part of Archie Comics. They thought it might look better with this is part of Archie stuff. So, and this is I got to take this one out of the bag because this is a really cool cover. Hey, Michael. Yeah, there's a lot of I'll see a lot of videos. It's like the stuff Rod showed. I was like, oh, I'm not familiar with that either. This one had somebody put a sticker, and this is kind of funny because I don't think I got it from there, but it's got a Book World. Let's give a shout out to Eric Breen there from Florence, Kentucky. Somebody put a 25-cent sticker on this, but this is really cool. This book is totally drawn by Rich Buckler.
Oh, yeah.
And the script too. So you got all the great MLJ characters, which is kind of funny because you see the MLJ, the Malevolent Legion of Juggernauts. Yeah. Giving a wink, to like the original guys that started the company. Yeah, just that's a great cover. Really
yeah.
And this whole book, like I say, it's written and drawn by Rich Buckler, so can't go wrong there.
No, Mastodon, you are correct. Fighting Five was the Howling Commandos of Charlton's group.
And I got a few that they're not really team books, but
love that stuff. Yes, sir.
But this kind of seemed like team books to me because all the characters are in them. You got some Mighty Comics action going on.
Yes.
Number 45.
And it's weird because that whole run of that Mighty Comics was like it started out as something different. Then you had the Mighty Comics, and it went to something else after the 50.
Right.
So they had a weird way of just keeping the numbering going, but changing the whole book.
Yeah. Some more of the same. Number 42 is Black Hood. Number 41 with a good shield cover. Yeah. Hey, Eric, thanks for stopping by, buddy.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it, Eric.
And here's number 40 with the Web versus Iron Fist. Doesn't really look like the fist that we know, but
No, not the one we're familiar with, right?
Right.
Yeah, but I feel like I'm going crazy some days. Yeah. You're right, Jared.
All right, man.
All right. Later, Eric. Facebook site. Thanks, Michael. All right. Mastodon says Dell Superheroes was the first one that came to mind for this discussion. Yeah, I was going to try and find those when I just ran out of time.
Yeah, I know which ones he's talking about. I don't think I have any of those.
Yeah, I think I know I've got one. I might have two, but I know I've got one. And I think there's only 4 issues, I think, of that series. Yeah. Rangers Lies is just read the first issue of Mighty Crusaders from the 80s. Some of Rich Buckler's best stuff. Yes, sirree.
Yeah.
Super Cops was a good movie. It inspired Starsky and Hutch. That's funny because that's what I used to think of when I said it was Starsky and Hutch. Yeah. Any DNA agents? I probably do.
Yeah, I forgot about those. They're in a box somewhere, but I couldn't tell you where. There's just so many, so many teams.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see. Oh, we might have exhausted this one. Oh, I don't have anything else pulled.
I got some more stuff I can show.
You're gonna bail me out this week, big time.
Hey, it's all good.
I'm just glad to be standing upright.
I understand. Okay. Here's some stuff from Wonder Color Comics. That's the Hero Alliance.
Oh wow, I forgot about that too.
Yeah, I really love this story.
That's a great series.
I think this originally might have came out as a graphic novel, The Hero Alliance, End of the Golden Age. And but I mean, there's some great story in it and great art. I think the writers' names were David Campiti and Kevin Ware, and had Ron Lim doing the artwork. Of course, you got another Superman type character called Victor in this one, and Bart Sears, I think, did the cover on this. So you have Bart Sears and Ron Lim and a lot of great artists. Hero Alliance. Okay, this is when they went to Innovation. This is the first part of the End of the Golden Age. A lot of great characters. I really like this one on the edge. His name was Rage.
Mm-hmm.
He was a really cool character. But this is some great artwork. Got some more stuff from Bart Sears and Ron Lim. So very cool.
I really enjoyed that graphic novel they did with the.
Yeah, that was like they split it up into 3 issues.
Yeah.
Here's a Hero Alliance special.
Oh, I don't think I have that one. I have to check that out.
There's some more here. I really like this cover.
Nice. That's another one. I don't recognize that one.
Yep. There's another cool wraparound cover.
Yes, that one I remember. I like that cover. Just the way it's tilted, the perspective.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
I like get some of the same people in here. Well, this has got a little bit different. So Rick Levins and Mike Witherby did some of the art. Still pretty good. Okay. Here's number 1 with the villain Sepulcher. Number 2. Okay. I got some more. We can go way back a little bit if you want.
I just want to jump in and show this for Jared.
Okay.
So here you go, Jared. Found a DNA agent.
Yeah, I know. I got some somewhere. It didn't come to mind when I was pulling stuff out.
Yeah, me neither. I mean, there's so many different, independents and stuff like that. That holy mackerel, So, all right, I'll let you go ahead and get back to showing. Whoop. Where did you go? There we go. All right. And let's see. With the title of the stream, I thought sure you guys would show some Terra Obscura. Yeah, we talked about that earlier. Yes. I have some Hero Alliance. Haven't read them yet. Or revived a lot of the Golden Age characters like Black Terror. Yeah. Yep. Dynamite.
I forgot about that. The superpowers.
Yeah, Project Superpowers.
I got all that stuff. It didn't even come to mind.
Well, I know I have to apologize because as everybody knows, I was under the weather and it's a lot more to it, but I did not have the time to get down here and properly prepare, and I got to apologize for that.
Oh, it's all good.
I thought we had enough with all those stuff. I thought we would have enough to do the entire show.
Yeah, I got a couple little more stacks we can go through.
All righty. Oh, Crossfire. That's another one I remember.
Yeah. I forgot about that one too. So there's just much once you started getting into the independent stuff.
Oh man,
everybody
so many
had their own team book,
Well, the Project Superpowers. Yeah, they did a real good job with those. Well, thank you, Jackson. You're very kind. So, all right, Shannon, I'll leave the spotlight on you if you want to continue to bail me out here.
We talked about this, and I think you told me you have a bunch of these. Let's go way back to the 60s for the
Oh,
Mighty
yeah.
Crusaders.
Yes, yes.
Number
Yeah.
one. I was like this. Well, I like all these covers, but I like the little action scene on the top.
I know, because it's so unique. The big two didn't do something like that,
Right.
So when you see something like that, it's like it makes it stand out. It makes it kind
Mhm.
of special.
Yeah, I think Paul Rainman did a lot of the art in these. Here's number two. Against Inferno, the Destroyer.
Oh, yeah. I think that's the last one I got to get. I think I have it, but I've got to go through and try and find it. I think I remember buying it off of eBay, but that's the last one I knew I had to get.
Right. Number three. I like how they'll always have like the villain kind of spotlighting like the heroes in the foreground with their backs to you. Like, okay. And I gotta give a shout out to my wife. I think this has been a couple of years ago, but I had about half of them. There's only 7 issues, and she must have. I must, and I know you and me talk about this. We yak about this stuff to our wives, and they'll just smile and shake their head.
Yeah.
But my wife, she's like, okay, he doesn't have all this. So she went, and I'm not sure which issues, but Christmas before this last one, I guess she had gone on eBay and she found all the missing issues.
Oh, wow.
I didn't ask her what she paid for them. Didn't matter, but
No.
that was really, really cool. I actually have a duplicate of that one. Imagine that. Okay, here's number 4. This is always a favorite. Too Many Superheroes.
Thanks, Mastodon. Yeah, I love that one, because that was introducing me into more heroes from.
Oh yeah, there's like
group, from the Archie group.
Yeah, lots of great stuff in that one.
Yeah, that was.
And here we have number 5, the Sinister Agents of the Nameless One. Okay. Number 6, another great cover. In what is it? In the Toils of the Maestro, the Mighty Crusaders' Blackest Day. Kind of looks like the fiddler there. And last issue featuring Steel Sterling, number 7. Okay, got a few more. I don't guess you'd really call this a super team, but any book that's got like a bunch of characters on the front, I was like, oh, it kind of reminded me of the Justice League or the Avengers, but this was pretty funny. Here's Archie Giant series number 142, Superhero Special.
Nice. Very nice.
Okay. Jump forward to the 90s. And we've got some image action going on here with Youngblood. People will say what they want to about the early image days, but I really enjoyed a lot of that stuff. There was a lot of great art and stories and stuff, so I was a fan of it. This is a little further on. Some more image stuff with Astro City. Great Alex Ross cover.
Oh, yeah. I forgot all about Astro City, too. Oh,
yeah.
I love that series. Howler Mouse, Tim. He's the one who got me hooked on that. You know, I love the Alex Ross covers.
Oh yeah,
in the story.
Brent Anderson had some great art.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and this was probably my favorite, one of my favorite books from Image back in the day, and one of my favorite teams. And we talked about this earlier. Freak Force.
Oh yes.
There was like 18 issues of this. This was a spin-off of some of the other characters. Most of them came from Savage Dragon. Eric Larson did the scripts in these, and had a guy named Victor Bridges doing the art. And he, I'm not going to say he's a John Byrne clone, but really reminiscent of John Byrne's artwork.
Oh yeah.
And so you had a lot of oddball characters in it. But like I say, you can kind of, I don't know if you'd call it a Byrne influence, but very similar.
There you go.
There's Ranger Sly coming in.
Boom.
Yeah. Just talking about that Ranger. Yeah, a lot of great characters. I mean, you got I think Super Patriot had his own miniseries, and maybe Dart did too. But you got the Captain Marvel character, aka Shazam. You know, Mighty Man, Barbaric, Ricochet, Rapture, and there's a character down here. Her name was Heridus. So really cool series. I would recommend it.
Hey, Paulo, how you doing?
Yeah. But here's the last issue of Freak Force. Yeah.
Yeah.
love the series. So, and you can get all these for, they're probably in dollar boxes somewhere. I mean, you know that old saying, one man's trash.
Yes, sir.
And I think I featured this on a video a few months ago. I donated to a Kickstarter project called the Liberty Brigade. And it's taking a lot of old 40s characters. There you got, Catman and Catgirl and the Patriot, and a lot of great creators. This is like a source book. This is almost like the DC Who's Who and the Marvel Universe books. Got it. I always like that name, Bill of Rights, Atomic Thunderbolt, Blue Flame, and they changed the Daredevil's name to the Boomerang Devil. But they updated some of the characters, and you go Catman and the Eagle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Deadly Duo. I forgot about that one. That was a good book. The Hood and the Green Turtle. A lot of great old 40s characters that not a lot of people might not be aware of. But, there's a lot of extras came with this. It's really, really cool artwork. Of course, this is an homage to All-Star Squadron. That cover.
Oh yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
But Barry Kitson did a lot of artwork in here. Mike Ivy. Just a lot of great patriotic characters. Got Uncle Sam there. Here's another extra that came with it. Issue 0. I love this cover.
Oh yeah. How many issues are out with that Liberty Legion?
It was just a graphic novel.
Okay.
I'll show that in a minute. But these are like a lot of the extras that came with it.
Oh, okay.
Depending on your tier of donation.
Hmm.
A lot of great characters in here. A lot of cool artists. I'm trying to find. I know there was a George Perez page in one of these. Guess I missed it. There's I don't know. There's several. But here's the graphic novel.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that I got the Jim Steranko cover, so that's by Steranko.
Oh, nice.
and it's it was autographed by Mike Finn, the writer. You got, like I said, got all kinds of great artists: Barry Kitson, Mick Gray, Ron Friends, and our buddy Rob Brown. I know this is one of his favorite guys, Joe Rubenstein, however you pronounce it. But if you like Barry Kitson's art, which I'm a fan, some really great stuff.
That is a really nice project.
There's a great
really
action.
like that. Yeah. It reminds me of the stuff that Dynamite was doing.
Yeah, this is really
reminiscent
of that.
Very cool stuff.
Let's see. Some more in here. Yeah, just a great little story. And there's just so much crammed into this. You can really tell this was a labor of love. Of course, you got the if somebody is being held captive by villains, they're always going to be in a glass tube or hanging up by chains. Yeah. But this is, if you like lots of superheroes, and you're into the Golden Age stuff, very cool.
Cool stuff.
You
got whoop. What do you want to know? Now, who's that character right in the front there?
I'm not sure. Let's see. The Ghost, I think was his name.
The Ghost. I like that.
And then there's another character called the Headless Horror.
I like the look of that.
And the Hideous Gorgon. Of course, you got Black Terror in here. A lot of the same characters from the Dynamite books. Character called One-Eyed Malone. The Skull Legion and the Red Robe of Death. So lots of great 40s type characters in here. And it was just a really cool story. I mean, I read it a couple times, and there's a couple more nice pages. Some of these characters, they updated them, or they might have changed the gender. But it shows some throwback pages from the original books. K the Unknown. It's Liberty Brigade. Mastodon. Like I say, this was a Kickstarter project, but it's really cool stuff.
Was pound helplessly on the glass and shout into the void. Black Terror also appears in Alan Moore's Terra Obscura. Yes. Yeah. I love Terra Obscura. Hence that's part of the reason or part of the impetus for the actual name of this episode, Super Teams Obscura.
Yeah.
So,
Terra Obscura had
2 miniseries. Yeah.
I forgot a couple of extras that came with it here.
Yeah.
Here's Liberty Brigade, The Lost Scenes. So some more nice stuff.
Wow.
I probably couldn't tell you a third of these characters, but a lot of them are throwbacks to the 40s. Here's another one. It's really cool. It's Hero Files.
Oh, nice. Man,
Mark Waid did part of these scripts too, but you got George Perez in this, Alan Davis, Keith Giffen, Jerry Ordway, Doug Braithwaite. Just but just like little 1 and 2 issue origin pages. Yeah.
Excellent.
Frost and Blue Flame, and it kind of gives you a. This is what I like. Blue Flame first appeared in Captain Flight 11. There's a page by Alan Weiss. You guys remember him? Yeah. I always liked his artwork. And really cool characters. Captain Future there. Catman and Kitten. And there's the Green Turtle. First appeared in Blazing Comics, #1.
Wow.
There's the Hood, one version of the Hood. That guy looks like Captain Nazi, but I'm pretty sure it's a different character. Okay, what else we got here? There's a couple nice pages.
Thanks, Mastodon. I'm trying, brother.
Yeah, if you guys can find this anywhere, like I say, it's a Kickstarter, so it's might be kind of hard to pick up. But here we got a page from George Perez, the Robot Master, TNT.
Robot Master.
It's a really cool page there.
Wow.
Late great George Perez.
It's hard to still now. It's hard to realize that he's no longer with us, man.
Yeah, it's sad to me. I mean,
yeah, that's
him and Neil Adams and just so many others.
We lost so many great ones.
But yeah, just some which is less intimidating, a Kitten or Robin.
Kitten or Robin.
Good point, Jared.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure about that one, buddy.
Could be a jump ball on that one.
Right.
Not really a team per se, but any fans of the Wild Cards. Oh, yeah, I remember. I have a couple of books of the novels later adapted by Marvel. Yeah, I got the stuff by Marvel. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a couple of real quick things here. I'll just jump in to share, because going back to the Astro City, like I said, I was big into Astro City. I love Astro City, but is one of the action figures they actually made for Astro City, the Confessor.
Cool deal.
You know, so just kind of throw that in there. And then I'm probably kind of cheating, but that's okay. For super teams.
No rules here.
For super teams. The Herculoids.
Hey, those are great books.
That's it. I love the Herculoids. And I love
those books. Those books are getting really pricey.
Yeah, they have really exploded with price. I'm telling you. And here's another cover with them on it.
Yeah, I can already tell you're going to make me spend money here, buddy. Actually, I've been looking at those for a while, but you're just kind of pounding that point home here.
I'm telling you. I mean, it's. I know eventually we'll get to do a Hanna-Barbera or cartoon episode or whatever. So
that's where you'll have to carry the load.
Yeah. Well, I know you got some stuff. But
I know you got some of these. The Thunder Agents.
Oh yes. I couldn't even find my Thunder Agents.
Yeah.
I think they're in with my gold key and Dells.
Yeah, but everybody knows, this Wally Wood and Gil Kane and just a plethora of great artists on this. Those great square bound books that we love so much.
Yes,
This
sir.
was I forgot about this. This issue is actually part of the Tanji Farm collection.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
Excellent.
cool there. And here we got number 15. Here's a Gil Kane cover. Mike has got his alert going, I'm sure. Number 14.
We're greatly appreciative here. Old Gil Kane he's fine by us here.
Yeah. And man, that just reminds me, I think Deluxe Comics came out with a 5-issue series of Thunder Agents that I loved. You remember that?
Yeah.
Had Dave Cockerman, George Perez, and Keith Giffen doing the Thunder Agents. I probably got like 2 or 3 copies of all 5 issues. I just loved it so much, But I would highly recommend that one. You guys can find it from Deluxe Comics.
Yeah, they've had they've been published by a number of different ones.
Oh yeah,
there was like a JCP or JPC or something like that. Did a magazine format one.
Yeah,
that I have and stuff like that.
Did you tell me? Did you show me or tell me that you got this recently?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I do. I just got it. Yeah, I just got it in the mail about beginning of the week.
Yeah, I read this thing through twice. You can kind of tell because it's coming loose from the binding here. It's got a lot of great stories.
Oh yeah.
Just a great resource for all the MLJ characters.
It's just wonderful stuff.
Yeah. But I've read through this thing at least twice. I mean, it's these companion books are awesome. He goes through all the. I just showed this book, all the reiterations of these characters. And who could forget Thunder Bunny?
Thunder Bunny. Dun, dun, dun. Why was that not a Saturday morning cartoon? Oh, it's got all the making. Let's see. Speaking of Perez, any early 80s Thunder Agents? Well, I know we both have.
Yeah, I know on the Deluxe series, he did the Raven feature on Thunder Agents. And of course, you remember this is DC, but it was their Impact imprint with the MLJ characters.
We had a number of comic creators last year. So for this year, we've lost several rock musicians. I know the older I get, when I see some of these people pass on, it's like, wait a minute, when did they get old? It's like you don't expect them to stay the same way that you saw them when you were a kid or growing up or whatever. And man, it really, really is sad the amount of talent that has been lost.
Yeah, we just lost Jeff Beck. That was a big hit. Man, you talk about a good guitarist.
Good suggestion, Jared. Herculoid, H&B goodness, absolutely. Ranger Sly. Gold Keys and Dells are great. If I could find my box, I gotta get this place organized again. I'm just crazy here. All right. The Kickstarter page for the Liberty Brigade has a pre-order button, so I'm assuming you can pick up a copy.
Yeah, they might be doing a sequel to that. I'm not sure.
I'll have to check that out myself because I really enjoyed the one, the Kane signal. Even DC did the Thunder Agents a couple of years ago. Yeah, I'm trying to collect those issues. You can find them here and there. I found them in the dollar bins. So I'm slowly putting together that group.
Yeah, I think Mike Grell actually did some artwork on some of those issues.
Thank goodness for tomorrow's. Oh, yes.
Oh yeah, he hit that on the head. Right?
Absolutely. They can't all be Keith Richards.
Yeah, that guy's just like a cockroach. I mean, he's going to be around after the nuclear war.
Oh,
Uh,
now out of all the super teams outside of Marvel and DC, like what? Give me your top three favorites.
oh shoot, that would be tough. Well, the Elementals will have to be there. You know that
Okay,
might be the number one because I just really love that series. And actually, it went through 2 or 3 different series, Comico. But I think after a while, Bill Willingham wasn't doing it anymore. And I
mm-hmm.
think he used to have I think he used to have a drawing stream on YouTube, and he kind of talks about, because he doesn't have the rights to them, But it's another one of those things where creator can't keep his own work. Uh, so you'd have the Elementals, probably the Crusaders, those.
Yeah.
And, Elementals, the Crusaders. I don't know. After that, it would be kind of a toss up between the rest of them. I mean, I enjoyed all those books to one degree or another. But yeah, probably Elementals would be the top one. The Crusaders, and Freak Force. Yeah, I really love that title. Like I say, it was fun little, those little oddball books. You don't really see it. I mean, I haven't seen it on any other videos, but I mean, you can get those books. A lot of times they're in the bargain bins, and you can get them online anywhere. For a song. So probably those three. How about you?
I think my number one choice outside of the top two would probably be the Crusaders. I really enjoyed those characters, and through the years, the different variations of them and versions of them and whatnot. I don't know if they're still doing. Archie was putting out a new Crusaders book, and I don't know if they continued that on or not because I got away from getting to my comic shop for like
You
6 months.
Yeah, I think I actually picked up a couple issues of that. Yeah.
Yeah. I picked up the first couple, and I thought it had a pretty good story going. It was kind of integrating some of the old with some of the new, who were the kids of the guys, the original teams and whatnot. But I haven't seen it anywhere since. I haven't seen any ads for it. I haven't seen nothing about it. So I got to really hunt that down and see. Let's see. After that, would probably be Tower Agents. I really enjoy the Tower Agents as well. Um, for the third one, that would be tough. That would be oh, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, just start pulling all your boxes out, Rod.
Yeah, really. I got very, very little room here. It might look spacious, but believe me, I got very little. I have to step outside to change my mind. That's how small this place is. I use a folding toothbrush in here. Boom, boom.
Yeah.
Good night, folks. Thanks for coming. But I would probably go with. I'd probably do. I'd probably go with you on the Elementals. They were always well written, well drawn. They were interesting characters. So I'd probably go with those.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
All
right.
I got you want to check the chat?
Going in here. Amen to that. Okay. Let's see what we got. Top 3 for Ranger Sly here would be Thunder Agents. There you go. DNA Agents, Freak Force, Elementals would have been there if Willingham had done more work. Excellent. Great choices. Great choices. Who else?
Kind of dipped in quality after Willingham left.
My childhood candy store, where I bought comics off the spinner rack, Matchbox cars, Ben Cooper Halloween costumes. Yeah, trading cards of all kind is still standing. Oh man, that's cool.
Oh, that is nice.
Yeah, because
I love to hear that kind of stuff.
Yeah, because most of the ones I went to, they've either changed hands and now they're part of some kind of franchise, or they just don't exist anymore.
Right.
Hey, Henny Youngman. There you go. Somebody actually knows Henny Youngman. All right. Nothing wrong with that. Good night, folks. Here all week. Take my wife, please. Ba-dum-bum. Oh, man. Who else? Anybody else out there want to give us their top three outside of top three super teams outside of the Marvels and DC? What else we got going on here? But it's now like a Hallmark store. Yeah. That's what happens. A lot of them morph into something else. But I just miss those little. Back in the day, being the day being 60s, 70s, there was a neighborhood store on every corner. So you could go. And, we had 1,000 feet from where we lived, and man, we'd get a quarter, mister. You think we got, held up a bank or something, we'd be on our way up and get some ice cream or get some candy or there was a company, they still make them here. It's a regional thing, Humpty Dumpty potato chips, and they
Oh,
used to
wow.
make a barbecued chip, and they still do. Um, and and man, those were killer. Those were killer, man. They were spicy. They were very good. But and of course, most of them had comic books in them. But that particular store, Terrian's Market in Rollinsford, New Hampshire, did not carry comic books at all, ever, that I ever knew.
No.
So, but there
Yeah,
are
I
plenty
think,
of places.
yeah, I grew up more like in the urban areas, out in the country, but there was
Yeah.
always like a little corner grocery, like Burchett's Grocery. That was one that I always went to and had the old warped wooden floors. Talked about that before. Just all kinds of places like that. Uh, yeah, Valiant. Forgot about that.
Oh yeah.
So many.
We may have to revisit this topic again,
Yeah,
Shannon.
we might,
Give us some time to really dig and get out some of these books, because
yeah.
man, people have brought up a ton of stuff that I totally forgot about.
Well, that's why one of the reasons I appreciate everybody chiming in on the chat. Just kind of
Oh
gives you
yeah.
more ideas and makes you spend more money. And yeah, Freaks, that was another one. Yeah.
Yeah. What else? My childhood store is now a really great gourmet burger place, burger joint. Ames and Kmart. Oh, at Kmart, man. Kmart was my top store when it came Christmas time to do Christmas shopping. I used to love to go to. We had like 3 Kmarts within, I'll say within 45 minutes drive from my house, and I used to hit all 3 of them because they had such those weird Christmas gift packages that you couldn't find in other stores. Whether it be popcorn, special popcorns with special salts and stuff like that, or cocoa sets and stuff like that. Not to mention the cool toys that you could find there. I love that stuff, man. I miss Kmart. 4 of us wax poetic on our childhood stores where we bought comics on my channel. Oh, really? Oh, I'm sorry, I missed that. I'll have to go back catch
Yeah.
that on the rewind. Yeah, because I love talking about that stuff. I just really do. I miss those things, those little mom and pop things. Spend enough money already. Yeah, I hear you, Jackson. I hear you. Yeah, it doesn't take long for it to add up. Luckily, we just had Christmas, and I was able to get some Christmas money, so I'll be visiting a few things like mycomics.com and mycomicshop.com, and probably 1 or 2 on eBay, not to mention heading out to the comic store. So There's just nothing like that. I still get that feeling. I don't know about you guys, but I still get that feeling when I walk into my comic store, my local comic shop. Um, and when you right now, it's set up so that you have to walk through this little corridor, and then there's two doors. One goes to like the gaming room, and then the other goes into the comics room. Um, and I just walking up to see where the new comics are and what's new coming out or whatever. I still get that little tingly feeling that I used
Oh
to
yeah.
get walking to the back of that Rexall drugstore to see what comic books were there. That's so I love that. I love the fact that I still have that. You
Yeah.
know, it's kind of like still having that magic about Santa Claus. You know, so what else we got going on here? I remember the fun things you guys were talking about last time, your childhood stories, and I can relate to them. Absolutely. I'm sure many folks probably had the same things that we did. You know, Freak Force goes for about $2.50 a piece on mycomicshop.com. I just checked.
Yeah, that can be had pretty cheaply. I'm sure you can probably get on eBay and find a whole lot of the series or something.
Neat. But yeah.
I got somebody was saying earlier, might have been Jackson, said thank God for tomorrows, with all those
Yeah.
companion books. And I think we talked about this one too.
Oh, that's on my hit list.
Yeah. There's a great Dick Giordano cover.
Yeah.
This covers all the quality guys.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. I mean, this is of course this is later on DC acquired all these characters, and Freedom Fighters is one of my favorites, and I'm sure we'll get into that when we do a DC and Marvel team book thing. But yeah, I mean it has some old reprints from the 40s in it.
Great stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah, these companion books are
I'll put you. There you go.
Awesome. Got some great pictures in here. Is Jack Cole and his drawing table.
That's one thing I noticed about those type of books is they have such candid photos, of the guys at work.
Oh yeah, creators. Yeah,
Yeah.
just great stuff.
I remember buying 45 record from the record department. When stores had record departments, that was cool. You don't really have any department stores anymore. What do you got? You got Target, you got Walmart.
You got Target and Walmart, Meijer,
Yeah, now I never heard of Meijer. So, but that's it. I mean, there used to be a ton of them, Riches, Seagulls, Sawyer Mills, all of them, I miss that stuff. Man, I wish I had a Wayback Machine.
Oh, yeah. Now, this is kind of off topic, but it's, we're talking about the Tomorrow's books. These are great.
Oh, neat.
All-Star Companion. There were 4 volumes of these.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. There's number 1. Number 2.
Oh, that's neat, man.
Yeah, if you're a team book guy, I mean, these are for you.
Whitman.
Carlos Pacheco. And of course, you got to have some George Perez. There's volume 3.
Oh, nice. There may be some truth to that, Gratu.
Yeah. And here's volume 4 with a great Jerry Ordway cover.
I love Ordway stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah. Well, that's it, Rod. I'm tapped out. Not really, but as far as what I've dug out for
Yeah.
this one. So
Well, we made it an hour and a half. Not bad for you know, putting the load on your back this morning.
we're fine.
Oh, let's see. What else we got going on here? Corvettes, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I miss all that stuff. It's wonderful, wonderful stuff, wonderful memories, you know. Uh, the good thing is we got these great comic books and stuff to remember those places. They can take the places, they can tear them down, they can change them into whatever they want, but they can't take away the memories, man.
Oh no. Well, especially like the early days. I mean, somebody was asking me a while back. I said, well, how do you? Might have been you. I don't know. How do you remember like the stories and the artists and all that kind of stuff? I was like, well, when you're on a limited comic book budget, when you're a kid, the books you have, you read over and over and over and over, and once you start enjoying that stuff, I mean, oh, that was a good story. Let's go back and read this one again. Let's read this one again. And then when you get another stack, you read those over and over and over and over. So that
Yeah,
contributes
I'm just
a lot. The economics of it, let's put it that way.
yeah. I just marvel at, like I've told you, I marvel at the fact the way you can keep that knowledge. People like you and Eric Breen
Oh yeah,
and
Eric, he's
Paulo and everybody on the
one of the
fossils, and
best. Yeah.
y'all can pull up a book and say, yeah, so and so was the artist, so and so was the inker, so and so was the writer. Me, I can't get past the artist. I could never hold that information. The artists were important to me because it was visual, so it was big to me to see, because there were books that I didn't like. You know, Frank Robbins, Frank Robbins. Everybody, we all love Invaders, right? Right. But I'm telling you, my first couple times I saw Frank Robin, I was like, "What the devil is this guy on? What is wrong with the eyeballs he's drawing? Their eyes all look like they're like W's or something, M's or something, you know." But I've come to appreciate him,
Oh
you
yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah. I
and
like Frank Robin stuff.
there's been
His
many,
stuff on the Shadow. I really like that stuff that he did.
yeah, yeah. But he was one I really had a hard time swallowing for a long time. It was like, holy mackerel, that's I just the faces look weird, you know. But no, nope. Come to appreciate him. Come to appreciate him. Let's see here. Definitely contributed to the fall of Ames. The term well loved holds a lot of truth. Absolutely, Mastodon. Absolutely. Yes, the first
There
100
you
comics I own, still my favorites. Nothing wrong with that at all. Man, yeah, it's funny too because I read that and it's like, yeah, because those like we did the first two episodes on the books that made us that were important to us as we became collectors and stuff, and a lot of them, yeah, they were the same way. They were there in that first 100 group or whatever, and it was just they just held special memories because to me they were more than just a comic book. Yeah, they were comic book. They were four colors and everything, but it was also a snapshot of the time.
go. Oh yeah, yeah.
It was like a little snapshot of where you were in your life, what life was like then, and stuff like that. So to me, there'll always be more than just comic books in that first group. That's a good point,
Oh yeah,
Jackson.
yeah.
Very good. Let's
Yeah.
see.
Uh,
Frank Robbins Invaders, but his Captain America made me go, yeah, well, I think I might have been saying that to every Frank Robbins thing I saw for quite a number of years.
yeah.
I just could not get into his artwork. I remember the first time I saw inkers make the art look different over Cockrum's art on X-Men, Bob Wyacek. instead of Joe Rubenstein was distinct.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I got rid of my invaders in the 80s because I couldn't handle Robin Silo. There you go. See, I'm glad I'm not the only one.
Yeah. I just completed that run last year. Yeah.
Yeah. 100%, 115%, Jackson. There you go. You have to find the comic strip. Johnny has it to see good.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, Johnny Hazard stuff is really good.
Now, where is Johnny Hazard? What was Johnny?
It
I'm
was
not
a comic
familiar with.
strip, like in the Daily Comics. I think you can get collections of them. You can probably get on Amazon or eBay or something and pick
Yeah,
those up.
because
Black and white. Yeah.
because I'm not familiar. I'm not familiar with that comic at all, or comic strip at all. All right. Seeing earlier work from Robbins and Don Heck. Don Heck, everybody to me, when I first saw Don Heck, everybody looked like they were squinting. Everybody squinting. I never saw an eyeball in any of his books. Everybody squinting. It would be a great book. I bet you could draw a great Clint Eastwood. He's squinting. You feel
Yeah,
like
I think I got one of those tomorrow books about Don Heck over here in the shelf somewhere.
But when I go back and look at it now, totally different feeling.
Oh yeah, you learn to appreciate a lot of stuff later because well, I don't like this artist, I don't like that artist, and then after a while, it's like, okay, could you have done that? No, so
No.
you got to appreciate those guys that were in the business so long.
Yeah, his work that he did on Avengers, I go back and look at that now, and I got a total different appreciation for it, different love for it.
And I actually like the run he had in the early '80s on the Justice League. After George Perez had his run.
Yep.
Yep.
Mike Witherby was an understudy of Joe Rubenstein. Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, I know Rob. He's a big fan of Rubenstein.
Cool. But yeah, it's definitely there were artists that I had to get used to, and on the other hand, there were just as many artists that I just fell in love with right from the get-go. Everybody knows I'm a Neil Adams guy. When I saw his work, that totally changed the way I looked at comic art, and it was wonderful. But I feel I grew up. I love Neil Adams, but I grew up with the John Buscema or Buscema, however you want to say it. His version, his style of superhero and dynamic poses and fight scenes and stuff like that. That to me was what I grew up on. That's probably my solid base in comics right there. Was him. When I look at some of the Marvel stuff from the late 60s and stuff, it's just like, yeah, there's a Fantastic Four annual, and I believe he does the cover, John does, and it's the Submariner, and he's like on this glass bubble riding through like New York City, and he's got the FF trapped in it below.
Yeah,
and when I see that, I mean, yeah, I see that. To me, that is the stereotypical Marvel superhero comic from my childhood. That is what I it's got everything. The quintessential comic book for me was that in that cover alone. It was just so cool, I just love that artwork.
Well, keeping with our theme, as far as team books go, I mean, that was like the first things that got me into comics, like the Justice League and Superboy and the Legion. But from that, came, gathering the knowledge about the artists and the writers. Of course, you had Dick Dillon doing the art on Justice League for,
a long time.
Long time. I mean, he actually died at his drawing board, doing that
book.
Oh,
I did not know that.
I saw an interview with somebody. I don't know if who it was, but they're talking about Dick Dillon and him drawing all those characters, and said drawing that book would kill anybody, which is kind of a ghoulish joke, but all those characters. But it's like guys like him and Kurt Swan, Mike Grell, and then once I started seeing those artists, I started branching out into the other books, and I saw all the other greats, Kirby and Bernie Wrightson and Neil Adams and Barry Windsor Smith, and just all those guys. A lot of those guys from the 70s, you don't think about a lot, but people like Mike Kaluta, Alan Weiss, just those guys that were like part of what they called the studio back in the early '70s. But just a lot of great stuff.
Yeah. Well, Kirby's a real good example. I didn't even think about that one, but yeah, Kirby for a long time. I enjoyed him. I didn't notice it so much on Fantastic Four. I don't know why, but Fantastic Four I was cool with that. But when you saw him draw something else like Captain America, and it was just like, that looks different. It looks weird. The square fingertips and the block knees and and everything. But again, he's one that I've long since come to enjoy and love his artwork and the sheer bulk of his work. Incredible stuff. All of the way Adams draped Batman's cape over his body. Yes, sir. He could. I mean, he reinvented Batman, kind of, and took him from being the campy thing to the Dark Knight. Well, not, yeah, kind of like the Dark Knight, but more into the mystery, detective side of things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we could probably have 3 or 4 episodes just on Neil Adams. I mean,
oh yeah,
or any of those guys we mentioned,
And I know I've talked before about this, so I'll make it real brief. But I know there were people who said that they'd had bad experiences with him personally, at conventions and stuff. I only got to meet the man once at Boston Con in 2017, and I'm telling you, Mister, that guy couldn't have been any nicer guy. Uh, I got no complaints at all, man. He had me come around the table and sit with him and says, "You want to take a picture?" Yeah, I'll take a picture, and the whole nine. Yeah, he was just marvelous. Let me sit there and chat with him for about 5 to 10 minutes. And to me, I was starstruck. So I'm like, So, but I never I didn't have a bad experience with him. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I met him probably 5 years ago. He was at our local con in Lexington. I had the same experience. He was a great guy. My son and I came, and he talked to both of us probably 10 or 15 minutes. And signed some prints for us, and he was just the nicest guy. Him and his wife both. So, and I understand. Everybody's going to have bad days. You're not going to bear, or it's like you go to work. You're not going to be Mary Sunshine every day. So I just kind of take that. Okay, everybody's got their own story. Might have had him on a bad day.
Yeah.
But as far as my experience was real positive.
Yeah, I mean, it was wonderful. Now, let's see. Yes, Adams brought Batman back to his roots. Yes, absolutely, Michael. You're right. Yeah, I really like it. Just the way he laid out a page. The way he made your eye go. That he wanted you to follow along with this. And stuff like that. And I liked it when I got to see him draw some other characters, like like the enemy ace as well, and stuff that kind of stuff. I love his Spectre next to Jim Aparo Spectre. I mean, he's got them two guys got the best Spectre for me. I just love his work on it, and Dead Man, of course, it goes without saying. Those covers on Dead Man, unbelievable.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, one of my favorite covers that Adams did was on Strange Adventures. It wasn't a Dead Man. It was Adam Strange. It was like 217, where shows in space like this, and I'm like, that was like one of my favorite covers.
I liked Kirby when I got into comics, but the only things I saw at that point was when Sinat was his inker. Sinat, I hope I'm saying that right, embellished Kirby's pencils a lot.
Yeah, I agree.
Adams' reputation is mainly about his critiques of aspiring artists coming to him for counsel.
And talking about
Was
going
that
back to Batman roots, if you go back and look at a lot of the Golden Age stuff, Batman was a pretty dark character. I mean, I remember several stories. He was like in his bat plane with a submachine gun, just mowing people down, And I was like, okay. And but they, I think they kind of didn't bring him back to be a killer, but brought him back to a little bit more dark and mysterious. Of course, when the Batman TV show hit, everything was kind of campy. So and I love that stuff, but it's just you can like it all.
Yeah, exactly. Because I do. I do. I'm like you. I like it all. I remember 5th grade, man. I would get my homework, my classwork done fast, so I could get over. I could have free time, and for my free time, I'd be over hitting the construction paper, yellow construction paper, making a Batman utility belt. If I had a dime for every Batman utility belt I made in 5th grade, I'd be rich. Making the little pockets, to fold and make a black batarang, put in there. That was just so much fun,
Oh yeah.
and couldn't wait to get home because I would get to watch Batman with my great grandmother at the time. She would let me watch that, and then we watched Big Valley. So, it was just, to me, that show was more than just a TV show. It really did impact my life as a little kid.
Yeah, I remember. I would see the reruns later on, and then see the reruns of the old George Reeves Superman and all that kind of stuff, and all that kind of feeds into the comic book thing.
Exactly. So I mean, it was wonderful, wonderful stuff, man. And I don't know if kids get to use their imagination nowadays, as much as we did. I mean, I lived in a rural area, so it was like go outside, pick up a stick on the ground, and suddenly that stick became one of them space rifles for Lost in Space. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was just, and we didn't know any different. We didn't care. We were having fun, man. We were having fun being kids. Let's see here. Oh, I heard Bill Finger wrote the script for the 66 Batman Clock King episode. They had a lot of villains that you didn't get to see in the comics too, didn't they? They made just for Egghead,
King
Vincent Price, King Tut,
yeah,
Victor Buono, and Clock King was in the comics though, wasn't he?
I think that was a different one. I think that was like an Atom or a Green Arrow villain or something.
Yeah.
Can't remember.
Let's see. And I'm sorry. For me, I know there's been movies and Jack Nicholson and everybody else and everything, but I still love Cesar Romero's Joker.
Oh yeah.
To me, he's the Joker for me. I fell in love with Kirby right away as a kid. He was one of the first artists I could identify by his style. My first experience with his work was with Atlas Monsters and Rawhide Kid reprints. Ah, yes. Yes.
Love the Kirby monsters. Oh yeah.
I never knew. It wasn't until late in the game that I discovered how deep Kirby went back into comics.
Yeah.
For me, it was Fantastic Four and forward. But no, he was into the Cowboys and stuff, and the monsters, obviously. So that was really great to find out. And then you see. You could go on the fossils and see some of the guys showing those old Atlas monsters, the pre-code monsters. Those are great books, man. Those are great. Yeah. I've looked at trying to get some of those, but boy, they're out of my price range by now. All right, Jackson. The 5th grade, my friend and I were making Star Trek Communicated. Yes. Yeah, that was another thing. Yes. That's another thing. Absolutely. And phasers. We used to make phasers, or we'd go out back in the woods and find little branches, clip them off or whatever, and have phasers, man. Oh, that's awesome. And let's see. everybody knows pretty much that I worked for a cable company for 40 years. Check this out. This is one of their remotes. It's like a phaser from one of the,
Star Trek, yeah.
yeah.
That's it.
What was the other thing here? Oh yeah, right here. You mentioned the communicator right there.
There you go.
That's so funny. That's awesome stuff, But yeah, I loved all that stuff, doing that. All right, Ranger Sly, you're up next here. Let's see, Roddy McDowell, the Bookworm, absolutely, and from Batman show.
Yep, I forgot about him.
Yeah, Mastodon. My 13-year-old daughter idolizes Cesar Romero and his Joker. Good girl, good girl. Teach him young. Teach him young. I know it's because that's the first Joker I saw, but nobody's improved on it enough to move my needle to them. I just love his thing. Just the way, and he was a serious actor before doing that.
Yeah.
That's the weird thing, It's kind of like Leslie Nielsen, who is known for doing all those straightforward police shows and stuff like that, and then he goes and does Airplane or not Airplane, I can't think of the Police Squad. It was a TV show for 6 episodes. Then they went and did movies.
Oh yeah.
I can't think of not Police Squad.
Something loaded. I can't remember the loaded something.
Yeah.
Naked Gun.
Naked Gun. There you go.
Wow, I saw those. Yeah.
And it was so funny to see him. And then
he was like in a lot of early, he was like in a lot of early sci-fi stuff. I think, wasn't he in Forbidden Planet?
He might have been.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. I know
he was in a lot of sci-fi stuff. But
set phasers to channel 5. Love it. I didn't like John Astin's portrayal of the Riddler. No, neither did I. I didn't. I liked Frank Gorshin. Yeah. And Gorshin was such a talent himself, just on himself. He used to be on a show. Oh, what was it called? Copycats, I think, or something like that. And it was a bunch of impressionists and stuff. They could do impressions of different things. Great stuff. He was really, really talented. The Naked Gun. There you go. The Naked Gun, Paul. Yep. I am technically a millennial, but I identify so much with Gen X. I think it has to do with being the youngest child of baby boomer parents. Yeah, well, we're baby boomers, and yeah, I could understand that easily. Yes. And Mastodon, what you got here? Yes, Leslie Nielsen was in Forbidden Planet. There we go. So, yeah,
that's a movie I need to buy because I hadn't seen it in such a long time. I loved it.
Forbidden Planet. That's Robbie the Robot, correct?
Yep.
Yeah. It's funny because I was watching something the other night, and on MeTV, and Robbie the Robot was in the scene. And I started laughing. My wife goes, "What are you laughing for? It wasn't a laughing scene. What were you laughing?" I said, "It's Robbie the Robot." She's looking at me like I got 3 heads, I said, "No, Robbie the Robot. He was a robot in a movie, Forbidden Planet, but he pops up everywhere, in all kinds of series, So from the 60s and whatnot. So, let's see. Yes, Leslie Nielsen is in there. Yes, Copycats. Good. I think there was some videos on YouTube. Right. Wow, I didn't think anybody would catch that. Absolutely. Good job.
I didn't heard of that. I'm going to check it out.
Yeah. It had a bunch of great comedians at the time. That were all real good impressionists and improv and stuff like that. So I remember watching it, and I remember him standing out in it, So, you know what? I haven't even checked what time it is. What time is it? Oh my gosh, it's almost noontime.
Getting right at 2 hours, yeah. So
made it through again. Let's see. The look of the Joker, Riddler, Penguin were pretty on spot to the 60s comics. Yeah. And I think that's what really does appeal to me. And subconsciously, it makes me identify them as my favorite versions of those villains. Absolutely.
right.
I think you're right. So, well, what do you say, Shannon? You had enough?
Well, I never have
Your
enough.
back,
I mean,
your back's
we'll
going to be
say some of it
tired.
next time.
I was gonna say your back's got to be tired. You carried the load this morning, brother, and I greatly appreciate it.
No, it's all good, man. I mean,
So,
there's
and I
probably
want to
gonna be
thank
I'm not all the way prepared.
I want to thank everybody in our peanut gallery today.
Yes. Thank
You
you very
guys
much,
have been
guys. Appreciate you.
awesome. I love the interaction with you guys. You guys bring up some great points and remind us of stuff, and then we'll go down a few other rabbit holes. But we
Make us
don't care
some
because we're
money.
here. That's it. We're here to talk comics, and we're glad you guys are with us. So hopefully you'll be with us again next week. We'll be back here again, God willing, and the creek don't rise. We'll be here, and hopefully yours truly will be better prepared. And again, I appreciate everybody in the chat. We get the last few in there. Thank you guys. Thank you, Jackson. And great show. Thank you very much, Macedon. Thank you all. We really do this. We do it because we want to talk comics, but we also do it because we want to share and hear the stories and what you guys think. So, man, without you, we might only be sitting here for maybe a half hour. I don't know. So, although me and Shannon could probably talk up a good storm. as evidenced by our wives on when we have phone calls. All right, guys, that's it for this week. Thanks again, everybody in the Peanut Gallery. Shannon, thank you very much again.
Thank you, my friend. I always enjoy it. Look forward to next week.
As do I. I'm so grateful that we have this opportunity to do this thing together. I really, really love doing it. So, all right, folks, we're going to hit the outro button here. Thanks again. And we will see you all next week for some more comic book memories.
See you later, guys.
All right. Hit the outro. Okay, just pretend you're not seeing this part. Okay. Oh, I know what we wanted to do. We almost forgot, Shannon. Wanted to do the CBM, the comic book community channel of the week.
Right.
That's right. Check out his page, Robert Harrison,
Great guy.
for YouTube.
Like, really cool channel.
Yeah, absolutely. There we go. Okay, I knew I was missing something. Now we can hit the outro. All right, everybody. So long. Have a great week. We'll see you next time.
Enjoy the weekend, guys.
There, I think